All right, what's up, you guys? So I wanted to take a second and tell you guys about the story about how I got my portable self-storage business started. I actually fell in love with the idea of self-storage back when I was in early high school. I was on a trip to Florida with my dad because my sister went to college down there, and he had a friend down there from high school that we'd routinely go down there and visit. So my dad and I would a couple times a year take a long drive down to Florida to visit my sister and also see his friend. And on those trips, when we'd visit his friend, I was always so excited to visit him because he was a real successful guy. He used to own his own accounting practice in Orlando that he sold for billions of dollars when he retired in his early to mid 50s. And ever since then, he's been doing nothing but commercial real estate in Orlando, Florida. And as you can imagine, was doing extremely well. But one of the properties that he owned was a large boat and RV storage facility. I mean, I'm talking when you walked in, there was just nothing but beautiful RVs and boats for as far as you could see. It's probably a couple 100,000 square foot in total boat and RV storage. And I just remember touring that facility when I was probably in 8th or 9th grade, just going, wow. You know, thinking how amazing it was. And he only had one person managing the whole property. And, you know, at that age, I knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and a business owner one day. And it just really got me doing a lot of thinking. It's like, wow, what a great business, you know, just storing people's stuff. And, you know, it really didn't require a lot of employees or anything like that. So I was thinking, man, this is a business I got to learn more about. So, you know, in early high school, I started researching storage, and you know, I was reading a lot of finance books. I was reading about Warren Buffett. I was reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, and you know, all these financial books, learning how I can get into entrepreneurship, how I can start my own business. And again, still early high school, and I actually was in business classes in high school too, and was participating in a business plan competition. So I thought, wow, that's neat. I'll actually double up on this, do something for my business plan that I might actually do someday. So I created this business plan with a friend of mine for business class, where we would actually take it and compete at a business competition. And I ended up getting second place for my business plan, where I developed a plan to build a self-storage facility and rent it out. And like I said, I ended up getting second place, which really ticked me off because I lost to a juice stand. But I did get second place, had a chance to advance to states, but anyhow, that's just a small part of the story. So in early high school, I had no way of really implementing that plan. I mean, there was no way I was going to go buy or build a facility. I mean, these things cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy or build on the low end. And, you know, I just didn't have the resources to get that done. So, and later in high school, I started to research, how can I get started in this business on a small scale? And when I was researching that, that's when I stumbled across portable self-storage. You know, I thought, wow, what a cool idea. I could get started with 1 or 2 units instead of 100 or 200 units. I could just get 1, 2, 3, or 4 units in a truck and a trailer. Although this is not my first truck and trailer. But anyhow, I thought, wow, you know, what an awesome idea. I could get started with a couple units, all while still going to school, still working in the future, so I could slowly grow this business over time. So that's exactly what I did. You know, I kept on this plan. I started saving money, and it was finally in my sophomore year of college at West Virginia University that I saved enough money to buy my first truck and my first 4 portable self-storage units. I bought them from Trachte out in Wisconsin, which is a big self-storage manufacturer. And they actually ship these portable storage containers basically as raw materials. So you had to build the rest of them. So I can remember coming home every single weekend for months on end. And I'm not a super handy person, but coming home for months on end every single weekend from West Virginia, which was about a 3-hour drive one way, to work on building these storage units. And my brother was a huge help in that. You know, he pretty much helped me / do all the work in building the storage units. So but long story short, after a lot of hard work, I was able to get those first 4 units built. and they immediately rented out. So they rented out so fast that I didn't even have a chance to get decals on some of them. So, and some of those units 10 years later today have been rented out the whole time, to the point that I still don't even have decals on them. And that's a funny little story. But yeah, so anyhow, that's sophomore year of college at West Virginia. I got those built, got them rented out, and I continued to work at college, continued the full-time schedule at West Virginia, where I majored in finance. And over the next couple of years, I just kept saving the money, kept reinvesting the profits I was making from running those portable storage units. And then I bought some more. And then I bought some more. Then I graduated college, and with my background in finance, I went to live in Philadelphia for a couple of years, working as a financial analyst at Vanguard. Was there for about 2 years, all while continuing to run this business on the side. I would actually take all the customer calls still, but schedule for my brother to do all the deliveries for me when I wasn't home. And a lot of times I would still drive home on the weekends to make deliveries when he couldn't do it. So a lot of work, but anyhow, I was able to make it work for 2 years. And then, it was about time to move home. Philadelphia is about 5.5 hours from where I live in Western New York. And my longtime girlfriend, I knew that we were going to be getting engaged. All my family was back here. So I knew it was time to make a change. So even though I loved Vanguard and what I was doing there, I left that job, moved back home, and took a job as a commercial insurance agent in Corey, Pennsylvania. Bought my first house hack, or first duplex, so lived in one side, rented out the other to eliminate my housing expenses, and then continued to work that job for 2 years. But now I was at least close to home, so I could do all my deliveries and nights and weekends, keep the business growing. So over those 2 years, I continued to reinvest the profits, continue to buy more and more units. And then fast forward 2 years, I really wasn't liking the commercial insurance job anymore. So I decided to leave insurance and just focus on my self-storage business full time. And at this point, I had built my business up to 84 units. And I'm really proud of that, because I was able to do it all on the side of everything else I was doing, a full-time career, school. But I was also able to build the business to 84 units in a really rural market. I mean, I'm from Clymer, New York, and it's a farm town. I graduated with 30 kids. So I'm delivering these things kind of all over the county to customers. So I have a wide enough customer base. So I'm pretty proud that I've been able to get to 84 units at that point, all on the side and in a small rural market. So fast forward 6 months, my wife and I had just bought our first house together, and I was still just doing self-storage full time. But that is when the city manager of the city of Corey contacted me, who I developed a relationship with from when I was in insurance. And he offered me a job as a business manager with my finance background. And it's more of a finance and accounting position, which is something I enjoyed more, which was more up my alley. And it was good pay, a good opportunity to help out my local municipality in my career. So I decided to take that job. So that's what I'm doing today. A couple of years later, I am working as the business manager in an accounting and a finance position, all while still running my portable self-storage business. Only today, I now have 96 units, and my brother and I are in the process of closing on a bowling alley in Warren, Pennsylvania, that we're going to be converting to indoor climate-controlled self-storage, where we'll actually be able to get about 118 additional storage units in that facility. And then the outside of the building is all paved concrete, kind of like what you see in here, where I'm going to be able to park a bunch of my portable self-storage units for advertising and also for outdoor storage, and get my business into another new and bigger market. So business is continuing to do well, continuing to grow, and I'm super happy about it. It's an awesome business. It's really similar to real estate. I rent these portable storage units out month to month, and I also develop revenue by charging delivery fees and moving fees when I move these containers around for my customers. So it's really a great residual income business. These units you see here in the back are actually some of my oldest units that have actually rusted up a little bit. So I'm working on those. But all my newer units are, you know, beautiful galvanized steel. Don't rust out at all. This is my new delivery system I upgraded to not long ago. It's this single axle truck, this trailer, and this machine. So with this, I'm able to take a portable storage unit just like that one back there. Using this machine, I put these tires on one end of the storage unit down here, and then this machine I drive into the other end of the storage unit, and that allows me to drive the storage units around wherever my customers need them, whether it's in their yard, their driveway, out back. So I can leave this whole rig parked out on the road instead of trying to back it into someone's driveway or in their yard, and then just use this machine to move the units wherever my customers need them. And people have really responded well to that. They love that. You know, every time I make a delivery, my customers are amazed and super happy that I am able to get the storage unit right where they need it. And that's something my competitors haven't been able to do. So it's an awesome business. It continues to grow. I really love it. And if you're interested, please check it out at www.boxitandlockit.com. Also, I would love it if you hit the subscribe button and the like button to help with the YouTube algorithm. I'm really trying to give this YouTube thing a chance and grow my channel. My channel is going to be all about building this business, personal finance, entrepreneurship, and business. You know, I always thought how cool it would have been as a kid growing up if I could have gone back and watched videos of how my dad built his business. You know, I've been lucky to witness my dad build a pretty successful business for himself, a trucking company. We haul milk and juice for customers in this area. But anyhow, I always thought it would be so cool if I could go back and, you know, see how he built the business, the challenges he faced, and the successes he had. So that's one of my goals with this channel too, is to document the processes I go through with this business. Now, I've come pretty far in 10 years with this business, but it's still a really small local business, and I really want to take it to the next level. So I'm excited that I'm now getting into this YouTube thing now, because I don't have any kids yet, but I suspect that's probably coming soon. And when that does, I'm going to be able to, whether anyone ever watches my channel or not, I'm going to be able to send them back to all these videos and show them all the things that I was working on to grow the business in the early days before they were even alive. And, you know, I just think that's really cool. It'll be cool for myself to come back and look at these type of videos in 10, 20, 30 years. And I just hope my kids will one day enjoy that as well. So yeah, check us out, www.boxitandlockit.com. Hit the subscribe button and stick around to see some of the work that I got done today and see my whole system in action.